Day in the life of a full-time quilter. It still feels really weird to say that. So of course the day is started fueled by some coffee. I uncover my machine because it is sat in front of a window and I don't want the plastic to yellow. Today I plan to be one of those days just to wrap up some loose ends that I've had hanging around for quite a while. So I started with actually stitching down the latest hometown block that I've completed. Of course the bobbin decided to run out halfway through that block, but I made 3 bobbins whilst I was at it so that I had plenty for the rest of the day. This block is blanket stitched on the machine, so you do have some tails at the front of the block, so I just pull them through to the back with a self-threading needle and just snip them off once I've knotted them, and that just means that your threads are still secure and it leaves the front nice and neat. Now admittedly I needed to use some of this day to catch up on my own sew along. I'm not technically behind, but if I had left it another day I would have been behind. So I had another 9 of these churn dash blocks to complete. Of course I had to change my and I just chain pieced. I think I laid out 6 to begin with, just chain pieced all of those together using my little plus blocks as leaders and enders. I do like to watch YouTube while I'm sewing, so while I'm doing this I've got YouTube playing in my headphones. And this is one of the plus blocks that I made. It's the first black one that I've done. Admittedly, I don't use a lot of black fabric. And then at lunchtime, I had a delivery come through. So these were some continuous zippers and really nice zipper pulls. And these are from Purple Stitches. I always recommend them. And they're actually really good prices. And before you look at my overflowing drawer, yes, I did need some zips. I just didn't have the right ones that I needed. Of course, when you're doing any type of chain piecing comes chain ironing. You have to press everything, so when you make a lot of blocks in a row you've got to do a lot of pressing in a row as well. After my lunch I remembered that I needed to do a little bit of admin on the laptop, so that took me around 45 minutes, but once it was all done it was back to sewing. And it was one of those admin jobs that I just couldn't keep putting off any longer. And that is one of the things that has took me by surprise doing this full time, that there is a lot more admin. And I wouldn't really say that my sewing time has increased too much from where it was before I was doing this full time. But I am privileged to be able to have these type of catch-up days. And I'm thinking I need to do it a little bit more often just to prevent me from falling behind, which I'm always guilty of. Here are all of my churn dash blocks completed. I'll show you all of those in more detail in a separate video so that you can see them one by one. But I'm really happy with the scrappy look and how they've turned out. And then it was coming up to about 5:30, 6 o'clock and I decided to complete the Moda Blockheads block for this week. I didn't film much of it just because I was trying to enjoy the process and also concentrate on this block. And I managed to make 4 of these small little plus blocks whilst I was doing all of this sewing today, just to save me a little bit of time. And